Hi, I'm your code coder. I'm here to make you great and help you innovate. Today we're going to continue on Swift lessons in Xcode. We're going to be in playgrounds. And today we're going to talk about what if you create a variable, a constant or a variable that doesn't hold any value. Well, Swift wants it to hold a value. So in order to suffice Swift, and this is common just in Swift, new concept called an optional. So basically, you can make your variables or your constants, your let or vars, an optional. Let's get to it, and I'll show you what we're talking about. I'm going to open up Playgrounds. I'm just going to click on the file that's on my desktop and open it. And here's stuff we were doing yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and delete it, and I'm going to talk to you about variables. Okay, so yesterday or in prior lessons, we talked about making a variable. Let's talk about the grade of a student. So let's say variable grade 5. Okay, so that's nice. It is a variable. It might vary. The student might graduate, go to another class, and right now he's in 5th grade. But what if I didn't know what the variable was? So let's say like the teacher. Okay, so let's go var future teacher. And let's say it's going to be a string, but we just don't know who this future teacher is going to be yet. All right, so that doesn't have a value. You may even see an error pop up here. Actually leaves it open, but that would be an error, and that would cause your program to miscalculate or come up with an error or stop running or unexpectedly quit. You don't want that. So we're going to basically say it's an optional. It doesn't necessarily have to have a property right now. Okay. So if you look over here, it's nil. In fact, what did it put when I didn't put that? It put nothing. Okay. And we don't want nothing. We want the word nil. Okay, which means nothing. Okay. So you see, future teacher now has nothing. Okay. So now if I go ahead and say, let's say future teacher equals Mrs. Mrs. Gleason. Let's put that in quotes since it is a string. All right, and you'll see that future teacher right now equals Mrs. Gleason. Let's move this over so we can see this better. There you go. Mrs. Gleason. All right, we're grammatically correct here. All right, and so you can now, see if you could actually set something to nil. Where if you didn't make it optional, you can't set it to nil. You can't just set a variable to nil. See, there it is nil. Yeah, this is something we do a lot, and optional is a big topic, and it's going to confuse you at first, but if you follow these rules, it'll be easy for you. So you basically, if you want to use nil, because you don't know what your variable is going to be, make it an optional. Okay, so let's see. Let's talk about now, how do I unwrap something? Okay, so I'm going to keep that just like that. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and make, I'm going to get rid of this one. We'll just keep Mrs. Gleason. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and print what it would look like. And down in the debugger, you'll see what comes up. So I'm going to print next year. I think my teacher will be / future teacher. The only problem with doing this in a string is it doesn't come and help you try to finish it. Okay, so there it is. I'm actually making a string. So next year I think my future teacher will be, and if you look down here, it says next year I think my teacher will be optional, Mrs. Gleason. We don't want that. We don't want that at all. So how can I unwrap an optional to give me exactly what I want, which would be Mrs. Gleason? Okay. So to unwrap it, you would need to do something like this. I'm going to actually copy paste to hurry this along. Copy paste, and to unwrap it, you would simply just go after the future teacher and put a exclamation mark. That exclamation mark forces it to unwrap out of the optional and just put exactly what you want. So if you look at the second one, next year, I think my teacher will be Mrs. Gleason. Okay, so that's how you force and wrap one. Okay, so now you can start thinking about this. Like, now I can guard against having empty variables and having my program crash by using some Boolean operators or Boolean expressions to see if there's a value in there yet. Okay, you might have someone inputting some stuff in a database, and you're not sure the value's in there, but you don't want to crash your program because the value hasn't gotten to the database yet, or the database hasn't returned it yet. So it just keeps checking to see if there's a value yet, and as long as there's no value and it's an optional, it won't crash your program. All right, so let's take a look at doing something like that. So let's go, at this time, let's go, I'm going to start over. I'm going to go something like this. Delete that, and then future teacher, let's see. Okay, and yeah, let's see if I could show you what I'm talking about with a little bit of a Boolean expression, all right? So let's go future teacher just equals string, and then let's say if future teacher does not equal nil, okay, so it's not blank, still open bracket, let's say let known teacher equal future teacher, and let's unwrap it. Okay, if it's not nil, so if it's not blank and there's actually something in there, let's unwrap it and put it into something called a known teacher. Okay, so let's print something like that. Print next. Oops, let's start with a parentheses and a quote. Next year forward backslash known teacher. Right, I gotta actually put this in quotes or parentheses. All right, will be my teacher. Period. Quotes. End of statement. Good statement. Okay, so known teacher will be. So now down here you'll see if it's nil, and then what if it is nil? We want to put something. So let's put else, and let's go print. I do not know who will be my teacher next year. Okay, end of quote. All right, so we have something like that. Okay, and as of right now, it's nil, so we don't know who my teacher will be. Okay, so that's what it comes down to. No problem. If it's empty, it has something to fall back on. All right, my program doesn't crash, and it returns something that the end user, the client, expects. Okay, it doesn't expect nil or anything to crash. It expects something, so at least you know the teacher's not set yet. Okay, but that's kind of a long way to write something. So now let's talk about the word let. Remember I said let is a nice word because it'll now make kind of an English statement in coding. So watch this. So let's take this. Let's actually, I might use this again. So let's star it out and drop it down. Down here, I might take some of it so I don't have to retype, spend extra time. All right, so here's a let statement. So if let known teacher equal future teacher, I can now, so if it's going to let the known teacher be the future teacher, so that guards against it being empty, I'll go ahead and print next year. No, I still don't like this how it doesn't know that I'm doing known teacher and help me do some code completion here. But it does it. So next year, known teacher will be my teacher. Period. Quote. Stop. Okay. All right. So something like that is an if let statement. And then there needs to be an else also because I don't have a teacher name here. So let's go ahead and do that. And if I go else, print, quote, I do not know. Oops, spelled teacher wrong. Period, end of quote. Okay. All right, so there you have it. It's an if-let statement. So if I know my future teacher is, let's go ahead and put it in there. If not, go ahead and kick out, I don't know who my future teachers would be. So that's the introduction of a if-let statement. Isn't that nice? And if you want to see, so you have this statement, okay, and you see how concise it is compared to this. So this is just an extra step with a let inside the if, and you have to put a not equals. And so it gets a little messier, and this is just cleaner code. Okay, so real clean too. If I didn't have to wrap this, if I had this longer, you could see that it's just nice. 4 lines of code: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I can do it even longer here. Okay, so that's really clean as compared to this. Okay, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of code. So it saves you a little bit. All right, so if let known teacher, pretty cool. All right, I'm going to star that out also, and I'm going to talk about a nil Kolesky operator. Okay, nil Kolesky operator. That's such a big word. I always say to my students, it's great to teach computer science because you can say big words and act like you know what you're talking about. So that's a big word. Kolesky. Okay, I think I said that right. All right, Kolesky. Okay, operator. I don't know how to say it actually, so forget it. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and let's just start for fresh. I'm going to show you how this works. Okay. Okay, so let's say you're going to get lunch now, and I will say the default lunch equals pizza. Okay, and let's go ahead and say var, we have a special lunch. I always think pizza is special. But anyway, we have a special lunch, and we'll say we don't know what it is yet. It's going to come out. Maybe it's the catch of the day. Maybe the chef brings something home, or finds a field of nice herbs or something. He's going to do a meat dish, but he doesn't know it. But he knows someday he will do it. So on this in this app, it's maybe a menu app, and we want to go ahead and make the special lunch optional. We don't know what it's going to be yet, so we leave it optional. Okay, so then I'm going to say my lunch equals special lunch. Love it. Okay. Default lunch. Okay, so it can be either or. All right. So it's an optional. Okay. By the way, if you come over here, you can see what it's putting in there. Right now, it's pizza. Why? Because basically special lunch is empty. So as long as special lunch is empty, it's going to go to the default lunch. Isn't that nice? Koleski nil Koleski operator. Okay, so now watch how this works. So I'm going to go print on Monday I had my lunch for lunch. I had my lunch for lunch. Okay, and that's all right. So it'll say what I had. I had pizza. You can see down here it's printed out. Okay, and then I'm going to say, oh, chef came in with a special recipe, and ooh, I kind of have this in your way. You guys are blocking this. If I make mistakes, I apologize. I'll get better at this. It's very neat. But yeah, keep working at it. So let's watch this. We'll go now. Let's say the special lunch came in. There it is, special lunch. Thanks for code completion, Apple. Let's say we're going to make a shepherd's pie. Okay, so shepherd's pie is the new special lunch. So now if I do it again, my lunch, can I just, yeah, I can just copy and paste this again. I'm going to just copy and paste this. Copy and paste it. Speed's king. All right, so, and then I'm going to go ahead and print what my special, what my lunch would be. So I'm going to steal that too. All right, so copy, paste, and you'll see now my lunch is going to be broken because something went wrong. Let's see, what did I do wrong here? Invalid read, oh, my lunch. Oh, I can't do that again. It is my lunch. It's a var. It's already a declared variable. So I take the var out. There it is for my lunch. And then you'll see down here, my lunch is now shepherd's pie. So that's Koleski operator. And basically it lets you set what your variable is going to be, a default variable, I should say. Okay? And that's a really neat way to write things also. Really clean looking. Okay? So the Koleski operator, good old Koleski operator. Pretty awesome. Okay, so again, trying to make you great. Hope you innovate, and we'll see you next time. Make sure you subscribe and so on.